Okay, so I have to tell you something funny. Okay, first of all, I'm working with these guys about like what song do you want to do because they want to do one all together, and it's the same song that the parents have already said they want to do, and I'm like, oh my God, it's supposed to be a surprise, and then we got to let them know that like they can't, so they have to pick a different song. But really, a little indicator of what this parent group is like is they actually approached me last August to ask me if they could do this on the stage. But I did want to quickly do a little shout out also, not only to this wonderful parent group. You are all such amazing parents. But also in particular, a bunch of people that have made this evening the lovely occasion that it is. And that is Mia and Ian, who are here, Dave on the sound, Posey, Jacqueline, Michael, Dave, and Eric from the kitchen. And of course, Jody, who is a parent, and Andy, who was here setting up the stage up until 45 minutes ago. So you guys are awesome. Well, they also told me that, it won't disrupt anything. And I just suddenly saw like all the seniors running off the stage. And I thought, wow, okay. Glad to get you back. So I took on the headship at Oak Grove when this class was in 6th grade. And as I mentioned to them last week, they've been a little bit of a guinea pig class. The first class to experience the beginning in 7th grade, the newly conceptualized secondary school with its associated changes and initiatives. They have, as a class, spearheaded, experienced, supported, and helped us to refine the arts of living and learning, the secondary camping program, integrated humanities, Fit for Life, the modified block schedule, student-led conferences, the lizard as our official mascot, and senior gateways, to name a few. And while it would be nice to credit these programmatic shifts to the result you see sitting before you tonight, no program, no matter how innovative or sensible or well implemented, has any impact on anyone unless the students themselves possess that quality of openness, willingness, perseverance, motivation, and a spirit of inquiry, so that they can fully imbibe the educational environment that surrounds them. And this group of young people possess all of these qualities in spades and more. I was most fortunate to travel to India with this group. I don't know why that makes me cry. And that gave me more insight into the unique qualities of this class. When Krishna Meredy began Oak Grove School, indeed all his schools, he told us that a school is a place where one learns about the totality, the wholeness of life. This wholeness includes examining our own thinking, our own behavior, and our own inner lives. He felt that if the young could be awakened to their conditioning by prejudices, assumptions, fears, and desires, if we could help students to be comfortable with unknowing, not knowing, and making mistakes, if we provided alongside an excellent academic education opportunities to reflect and get to know oneself, opportunities to explore the workings of the mind so that knowledge could be of service to rather than a master of our unconscious and often destructive behavior, then our young people might bring into their lives a totally different quality. And this quality was often referred to as the flowering of goodness. Class of 2015, spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 3 weeks in a foreign country, where we were all very much out of our comfort zones, I got to know you all very well. And Vivi and Ivy, though you were unable to participate in that trip, I also feel I've come to know you well. And I have to say, it is so evident to me that this flowering of goodness is already well underway in each and every one of you. And my guess is that many more seeds of goodness are yet to sprout within you, so long as you continue to cultivate in your life what you've learned from this school and from your wonderful families and the whole community of people who have influenced you so far. I am more than confident that this will be so. I watched your Gateway presentations over the last few days, as many of us did, and it was so obvious that this flowering of goodness is important to you. And you all have such a different definition of success than that of the dominant society that surrounds us. That definition goes so much deeper than looking for a comfortable and complacent life or superficial wealth and fame. In those presentations, I heard you carving out your own individual definitions of success, ones that included living a purposeful life, a life where learning never ends, contributing to the good of society, staying true to yourself, following your own path, paying attention in the deepest sense of that word, and living with honesty and integrity and love. So seniors, in the moments before you share with us your words and receive your diplomas, I look at you and I realize how very ready you are, and there is not much more that we can teach you or help you to discover here. The world now awaits you and your inquiring minds and hearts. And at the same time, since this is my last commencement speech, I can't help myself. I'm going to leave you with some personal advice, which is something that I don't normally do, actually, but I'm going to tonight. And a good job this is being recorded, because Jennifer gave you a bunch of advice and you're not going to be able to remember it, so you have to watch this later and write it down, okay? So the number one is speak less and listen more. You'll be the wiser for it. Don't be so focused on your future goals that you miss what life is planting in your peripheral vision. Some of the best lives are those that were unimagined. You may only have one life to live, but you can and likely will live it in chapters. Let chapters end without resistance, including this one. Turn the page so you can enjoy the unfolding story. Say boldly what you think, which I already know you can do, but be prepared to be talked out of it, and you will get invited to more dinner parties. Remember, no one is the boss of you, but equally, that means you are in charge of and responsible for your own life. Write things down. Especially those things you tell yourself, as I heard you do just backstage tonight, that you will never forget, or at least take a photo of it with your iPhone. And finally, be kind. Or in your case, continue to be kind. Because you are all so very kind, and you have been particularly so to me. And I'm very grateful for that. I love you with every ounce of my heart. We all love you. All of these people here love you, collectively and personally. And we are so very proud of you as you sit at the threshold of the rest of your lives. Congratulations.